Hey friends, welcome to the Craft Hour. We're back. You guys, I've missed you so much. It's so great to be back with each of you. You're watching the Pink Fresh Studio Craft Hour. I'm your host, Jeff Lindberg, and what a pleasure it is to be back with you here in the summertime. You know, around the nation, we've got a little bit of chill weather, we've got a little bit of fall crisp feel, or we've got raging summer. Which one are you? No matter what, it's summertime here at Craft Hour, and we're so glad to have you. And in case you can't keep up, don't forget to keep checking us out at the Pink Fresh Studio mailing lists, as well as here on your favorite social channels. And while you're at it, go ahead and share this feed. Take a minute to give us a thumbs up, a like, a share, but a share will tell other people that you're watching the show. And that would be fantastic. Sharing us helps us promote great products to you directly as our Pink Fresh Studio audience. Hey, before we get started, let's give a shout out to our moderators in the sky. We have two of my queens are here today. We have both Heather as well as Leah, so be sure to say hello to the comments. And if you're new here, don't forget to do a little #new. We'd love to know who our new followers are so that we can engage you. And don't forget, the more you participate, the more you have a chance to win a gift card at the end of the show, where moderators in the sky will pick maybe you to have some fun over at Pink Fresh Studio. And we've got a lot going on. You know, we've got some promotions going on, especially on those clings. We'll talk about that in the chat. But first, let's head to California, where we get to reunite two redheads, a bald one and a fully flocked. Although her hair, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's straightened today, everybody. Get ready. Here she comes. Ours, our friend Carissa Wiley. Hi, Carissa.
Hello. I was wondering what word you were going to pull out there. Fully
I was
flocked.
too. I was too. Let's just be honest. Let's be real with the Pink Fresh Studio audience. I didn't know what word I was about to say either, because we were talking about something earlier and it almost came out, but let's not go there. This is a family-friendly show. Hey, if you're
I have
new
to tell
here,
you, I love
wait just one
bald
second.
men.
Oh, well, hello, your husband shows us that. Let's talk about him in just 2 seconds. But if you're new here and you're following because Carissa's here, give her some love with #Carissa so that she knows that you came here just for her. We love to support our guest hosts who are here to help me along my journey. So speaking of bald men, let's get to it. How is James? How's the family?
James is doing really well. He's away today. So I'm kind of here alone. I have the pups in the craft room with me, and the daughter's getting ready to head out to jujitsu. Preston is in Oklahoma. He just finished up his first year at Randall University there playing baseball. And they just finished up their last few games this week. And so everybody's doing
How
good.
did you
Everybody's
blink
well.
and Preston be done with 1 year already?
You know what? It is the craziest thing. I have to tell you, I was telling my friend the other day, I'm like, how am I in this place of motherhood already? I have one married. For those of you who don't know, I have a 22-year-old. And I have a 19-year-old who just finished his first year of college, and I have a 17-year-old. I don't even know how I got here. I still feel like the 20-year-old that married my husband. And I literally, it was Mother's Day, and I'm like, how am I in this place of mothering? I'm like closer to being a grandmother than I am like
a newborn mother.
Yeah.
Oh
it's
God.
crazy.
And speaking of newborns, how are all the little newborns in your life? You know, Chris is an essential worker by day. Tell us about life at work. Everything going well? You're crazy still?
Everything is going well. I work in pediatrics, and as we know that this virus doesn't tend to affect our pediatric population like it affects our adult population. We have had a few cases of COVID where the kids have had to be hospitalized, or if you're familiar with MIS-C, it's a multi-system inflammatory condition caused from COVID that happens in kids. It presents a lot like Kawasaki's, if you're familiar with that. And we've had a couple of those kiddos in our hospital, but for the most part, they're doing well, and work is great. I love babies. I love kids. So I'm glad that I get to do that for my job.
Whether you're in the thick of COVID or not directly with kiddos, you're in the thick of COVID and doing great work. So thank you so much for being an essential worker for us. So many people, as you can see in the comments, are here for you. Today, Carissa is going to show off a little bit of the future of Pink Fresh Studios. And I'm going to show you the versatility of Pink Fresh Studios products by doing a Carissa original, but on a classic A2 size. Before we head down to our desktops, Carissa, tell us a little bit about the future of Pink Fresh Studios and why you're picking the size change that you're doing today and what I need to know about it.
So we are going to do a mini slimline card, and I got the May product.
A mini slimline.
A mini slimline.
Slimlines are so popular right now. So it's going smaller?
It's going smaller. I actually prefer a mini slimline over a slimline. I just, the size difference makes me feel a little more comfortable. And in the May release, there are some specific products released to help you create mini slimline cards. And I get to show them to you today. I was thrilled when I got permission to like sneak these. And so
I love that.
I know, it's exciting. It's exciting. And it's fun to like change up your card size to, you know, give you a little something different to work with. To me, a slimline card, I love it, but it's so big. Sometimes I feel like I have a hard time filling all that space. And so the mini slimline is like, it's right up my alley.
Yeah, it compacts it just a little bit. And again, to show you that you don't need to have all of those different products, Pink Fresh Studio builds things for versatility. I'm going to be doing mine on an A2, but it will require me to ask some more questions during the show because, again, she'll be demonstrating to you a mini slimline and she'll have to translate it over to an A2 size for me. So forgive the questions, but if you have a question for Carissa as she makes, remember #Q helps the moderators and I know to pull over to the side. Before we switch to our desktops, we see a lot of familiar faces. Of course, our friend Dee is here, Vicki Davis, Cindy P, Lori, thank you for your continued support of the show. Our buddy Dudes Craft 2, Daniel Diaz is here, Pauline, Annalise, so many people. Again, be sure to stay connected to our friends and our moderators in the sky, Heather and Leah, as they connect with each of you in the comments. So that brings us down to our desktops. Go ahead and let's switch down to our desktops. And I want you all to watch how effortlessly Carissa did that. Do you see that? She is prepared. She's prepared, ladies and gentlemen. She does not mess around. A quick shout out to our friends Heather and Leah for rehearsing, but more importantly, our dear friend of the show, Corin Wiskman, who definitely took a few minutes to make sure that Carissa was set up from a technological perspective for the show. Anything you want to say to our buddy Corin, Heather, or Leah for their help before we get started?
Yeah, so I was a little last minute and I was like, Corin knows all the things, right, about going live, I feel like. So I was like, hey, you got to help me. But the catch is I only have until Saturday. So I need to order this stuff on Amazon like now. So she's like, you need this and this and this. And she got me set up. And then I was able to jump on a Zoom call with Leah and Heather yesterday. I jumped on Zoom with my husband, who is a teacher and who knows more about Zoom than I do because he's been using it all year. So I feel like I figured out this big puzzle here and I'm like super excited.
Well, it did. That makes you a permanent co-host for Craft Hour. You're subbing for the show. Hey, look, everybody, you can see our products are out. I'm going to have Carissa walk us through what she wanted me to pull today. I want to show you guys that this amazing Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil system was used. If we have time in the show, I will plug it back in and heat her up. But otherwise, I need the space. But I want to show you that we've done some pre-cut on some stuff that we'll be using from a sentiment perspective in just a few minutes. Hey, Carissa, what do we need for today's show?
Well, I have a bunch of stuff pulled out here and I'm going to go through it. And I have some stuff that I'm going to do through the magic of television because I don't know like how fast we're going to work through this. I have an older stamp set from Pink Fresh Studio called Keep Going. And I love this floral cluster. Jeff, you're going to use the Choose Hope today, which is a great alternative. I was just looking for something kind of floral clustery. If you don't have either one of those, Joyful Peonies is a great substitute for this as well. So those are kind of some older and newer mixed together. And we will bring in the nested chevron. You're going to be using that gradiating stripes.
Perfect. And by the way, a quick shout out, Sandra shares your foiling video was fantastic. As the forward thinking, foiling is going to be a big part of Pink Fresh Studio and has been for some past releases. So I love that you're making our Pink Fresh Studio audience feel more comfortable with foiling. Maybe we'll share some tips in a few minutes, but back to the product list, you're right. I'm going to be using the color blocks instead of the chevrons today. Again, always demonstrating that versatility. What else we got, my friend?
I have the Celebrating You hot foil plate. And of course, you know that if you are not a hot foiler, if you have not jumped on the bandwagon yet, which I highly encourage you to, if you didn't catch my video a couple weeks ago from Pink Fresh Studio, I have a foiling video that's going to walk you through not only the Glimmer hot foil machine, but the Gemini foil press as well. And I'm talking to you about the basics of foiling. So we're going to go through paper and sandwiching it all and get you really comfortable with the basics of foiling. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. It's a really good one. But if you're not on that foil bandwagon yet, there is, of course, the Celebrating You stamp set. It's a one-piece stamp set that you could use, and you could gold heat emboss this instead. I actually have my foiled sentiment already done. And then there one-piece die that cuts out either the hot foil plate or the sentiment stamps. So you choose. And we have some gorgeous Pink Fresh colors here. So I'm going to be using Tidal Pond, Mint, Peach Fuzz, and Ballet Slipper. And how could we forget the brand new Mini Slimline Essentials Bundle? This is available in May.
I wish I had a sound effect to make this even cooler.
Ooh,
I know.
I feel like I'm doing something naughty by like showing it to you. It just feels like, I can't believe I get to do this.
I know, but our lady bosses gave us permission. Leah,
they did,
and even Kinnery made sure that we were okay. So we should feel guilt-free about showing the future of slimlines today.
So just for quick reference, this is a mini slimline card base here. The finished size is 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. And this here is my standard A2 size card. So I wanted to be able to hold this up and show you the difference in sizing here. So you can see that it's a little bit taller and it's a little bit skinnier. And this is my card base here. And so all of these dies here in this bundle are designed to work with this size card. So that 3 1/4 by 6 1/4 finish size.
That's awesome.
Now to create this card base, you're going to start out with a piece of cardstock that's 6 1/2 by 6 1/4. And you're just going to score that 6 1/2 side at 3 1/4.
Yeah. And the next release goes live on Monday, May 24th. So we're just around the corner, a little sneak peek ahead of time, which is good. All right, and as you can see, we have one little piece of layering. I'm calling it ephemera. It gives a little bit of detail. We also have this little guy, and through the magic of television, we have decided to pre-cut those. So that's the reason why you see some of these pre-cut.
Yes,
right.
I didn't know like how much we could get through live with me kind of going through this new card size and that sort of thing. So I went ahead and did a few things. If we have time, we will absolutely do them live. And if we don't, then we will do some magic of television moments and make it happen.
Got it. But now we need that detail black, right? It's time to do a little, what I call monochromatic, but that's the wrong word. Black and white is probably the better way to say it. Classic stamping, right?
Classic stamping, really easy. You know, I think a lot of times when we see these floral stamps, we think, oh, we got to get out all the watercolors and the Copic markers, and we got to have 4 of every shade, and we've got to have the colored pencils. And I am going to be real honest with you. I don't always love to color, and maybe that's a little taboo to say in the crafting world. So
not on the craft hour, sister, because I don't either. You and I have talked about this for a little over a year now, but yeah.
I find ways to use these beautiful floral images where I don't necessarily have to color them, but I think that the key to this is that you do bring in color in other areas of the card, and we're going to do that in just a little bit with that beautiful color palette of Pink Fresh Studio inks that I showed you earlier.
Now, if I'm catching up, it doesn't matter what size card I'm doing this on. You're doing it because you're doing 2. I'm just doing 1, correct?
Correct. My floral cluster is a little bit smaller, and in order to fill up the length of my mini slimline, I felt like I needed 2 of these to kind of connect together to make a larger floral cluster. And so I'm going to stamp 2 of them and die cut them out, and then we will not color them.
So yeah, let's stay on the coloring train for just a second. That's what I also love about, well, all of our Pink Fresh Studio designers, but the Pink Fresh Studio products, that you don't have to be a color person, but you can be. I love when a company leaves you room in order to be the type of designer that you want to be. And of course, coloring has space. We've seen you do coloring for years on many brands, but I love that you can also design without it, and Pink Fresh Studio allows you to do that. What were you saying? I interrupted you, my friend.
I don't remember, and I got distracted by a dog with a sock, so.
Oh. I need some of Leah's cleaning solution that she makes. Leah, that would be a good present. You should send your buddy Jeff a little bottle of your potion that you make. Okay.
What does she use? I don't even know what she uses.
Oh, if you watch her lives, everyone freaks out. She pulls out a magic bottle. I think Heather does too, but yeah. Am I die cutting this little guy, my friend?
Yes, please do.
All right. Cool.
I'm just lining mine up and trying not to get my head in the shot here. So I can't edit it out on a live. You know, when I'm doing it in just my craft room and it's just me and I can edit later, I just go and I put my head right over it and then I edit that part out. But you don't want to see the top of my head.
I don't know. People lose their mind about your hair. So all eyes were on what your hair was going to look like today.
You know what? I've been a redhead all my life, but I have to tell you that as I get a little bit older, the red is a little bit more dull than it used to be. And so I've had to find the right guy for the job to bring back my red without making it look not real. Does that make sense?
Cool.
I want to stay me. I don't want Ronald McDonald red, but it needs some vibrance. So we found that.
Right. It's awesome. All right. Something pretty simple about a beautiful black and white image. It's classic. But as you'll see, everybody, the color and the fun will come through some of the other dimensions we are offering on the card. So excited about that. But we're done with this guy, right? I don't need this one anymore.
Nope. Why don't we go ahead and die cut these background dies that we have, because we're going to do our color through some ink blending. And I am using the nested chevron plate here. And I'm just going to die cut that. I'm going to get my pieces die cut first. And then what I'll do is I will ink blend on them. You could do it the other way where you ink blend the paper or even go direct to paper with your ink pad. I just felt like this was probably the easiest way to do it. And so I'm just going to cut it. Now, one thing I do want to say is that I'm going to die cut this on another piece of paper later. We're going to layer this up and it will make more sense in just a bit. So for this, I am using an 80-pound cardstock because later on I'm going to go through 2 layers. And like I said, that'll make more sense in just a bit.
Okay. Shaking the camera. Sorry about that, everybody. And everybody in the comments, talk to our amazing moderators, and I'll be back with y'all in just a second. I just want to get this part right because this is where I get a little confused on what Carissa needs me to do. So I am going to, now if I've cut it too short, as long as I have rectangles, that's all you care about, right?
Right. Yep. That's all we care about. So I'm going to use just like these 3 little pieces here. I've die cut mine. And I'm going to use these 3 here. The rest of it I can pretty much set aside. And my mom, I don't know if anybody's seen her in the comments. I don't know if she knows how to comment, but my mom is supposed to be watching live today. So if you see her, welcome. Her name is Nancy. So you can
Nancy.
Say, hey.
We love when moms visit the show. Miss Sally is often here at the show as well. She's been watching on replay recently, but now you know Miss Sally is also a redhead queen. She's my original redhead queen.
I love that you love your mom because I have a boy and I want him to always love me too, even when he moves away.
Yes, I'm sure that Preston, even if he is, and I don't know him, but even if he's too cool right now, I promise he will quote unquote come home to you. I promise it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he actually isn't too cool. So
That makes it even better. Way to go, Preston. It also makes him more of a man, which I love. All right, let me say hi to the audience really quick, and then we'll come back down to the desktops. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Craft Hour. We're so glad that you're here. Craft Hour happens sporadically through the summer. We're on summer holiday, but I've been off for a little while. Glad to be back on the way to Fort Lauderdale, Key West next week. It's a summertime of fun here in Florida. Vaccinated and ready to travel. Hope you're enjoying your summer as well. We'll announce future dates of the show coming up. Show today, Carissa Wiley joins me. She's showing a new product offering. And hey, if you're new around here, don't forget #new. If you're here for Carissa, #Carissa. If you got a question, #Q, or moderators, Carissa or myself will catch it. And again, so grateful to be here on the Craft Hour. We're having a lot of fun. We're now going to be ink blending the die cuts that we just did. As you know, my friend Carissa is premiering a brand new mini slimline coming the 24th. And I'm showing you how to do it on an A2 with a different product. So anyway, hope you're having fun. Nice to see everybody. Looks like our boss, our CEO, Kennery is here. Hi, Kennery. Betty Blight joins us. Mom Nancy is getting a lot of love and attention. I love it. We love moms around here, which is good. April is here, and she's also a boy mom. So thanks again from all the sons out there. We hope that y'all had a great weekend. Let me catch up to your ink blending and find out how your Mother's Day was. How was Mother's Day, my friend?
Mother's Day was wonderful. I started the day by going to church with my family, and they had nothing bundt cakes, little mini bunts for every mother.
Sure.
Oh, so I got a nice lemon bundt cake there. And the rest of the day, I really just spent kind of relaxing. So it was a good Mother's Day. There's nothing better than a Mother's Day nap. So, you know, that was on my list of things to do, and I got it in. So we are happy
Sister,
about that.
We are anti-coloring and we're pro-nap here on the show. So you're hitting all the strides.
Pro-nap. I
Yes.
love it.
We're going to hit a little tidal pond. Is that what we just blended? And I just need
That's
to do it
what
on one?
Yep, tidal pond, and I'm just cleaning up. I use a glass surface here, so I'm just cleaning that up, and with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I keep a little spray bottle of rubbing alcohol in my craft room. It's great for cleaning up so many different things. And then I'm going to move on to peach fuzz. I feel very Laura Basson when I use peach fuzz. I wonder if our friend Laura is here today.
I bet she is. You know, she's stateside. She better watch out. I might rock up to her mom's house and go have a Coca-Cola with her.
I love a good Coke. I love a good Coke. Well, you know, McDonald's has the best ones too.
For their frozen lines, of course they do. We've got to hold a special place for what was I going to say? Something about Coca-Cola and Laura. Oh, that Laura maybe hasn't had a chance to enjoy some of her favorite treats that we have because she hasn't been stateside. But since she's stateside, I hope she's just.
Oh, she got back from the airport and she was in that McDonald's line. You know it.
Yeah, Leah shares again. That's the reason why she's moderator in the sky. Get ready, Laura Basson is here. She's taking a break from being a mom and a daughter, and she's here. I wonder if she's traveled back yet. Okay, what are we hitting that second color with, my friend?
This is the peach fuzz.
This is the one that got us on that discussion in the first place. Okay.
I have to tell you, my peach fuzz needs to be re-inked, and I did get the re-inkers this week for my ink pads, but I haven't had the opportunity to re-ink them yet. So I'm having to kind of layer this color up. The other thing that you can always do is you can take your ink pad and go direct to paper with your ink pad. So if you're wanting to build up a lot of color all at once, grab that ink pad and just swipe over. this
My
ink
friend,
blending.
I'm going to put the screen just on you. I'm going to pin you because I've got to go wet a cloth or we're going to be in trouble. I've already messed up once. So everyone, enjoy the magic of Carissa ink blending. Your host will be right back.
I feel like we need some Jeopardy music or something. So now that I have the peach fuzz down, I'm going to move on to my third little chevron shape and my third color, which is the ballet slipper. So I love ballet slipper. It is probably my second favorite Pink Fresh Pink. My first favorite is probably Coral Reef, just like, is it Coral Reef? My goodness, I'm losing my train of thought here. I think it's Coral Reef. It's coral, whatever it is. And that's my first favorite.
Coral
I'm
Reef,
in
you're
good
right.
company.
You're right.
Okay.
Lindbergh's back. You're off the train of just having to be by yourself. You're back. I do have to catch up with you on the ink blending. You're like, I could have covered the show, brother.
I could have. I just don't have control of like the which camera's on. So I would have taken over for you. If you need to go, take Hazel Harper out or,
for a walk,
go for a walk, whatever, we'll make it happen. So I'm just blending this on here. And once again, ballet slipper really needs to be re-inked in my stash here. So I'm having to hit it several times with this ink. And
I am taking your advice and going direct to paper with my peach fuzz to make sure that it hits as vibrantly as I wanted. So I'm going to do that, showing different styles, ladies and gentlemen.
Now I have something to say about this ink blending on this paper, because sometimes when you're blending on a little piece of cardstock like this, it's hard to like not get it a little bit, I don't know, splotchy. Now this ink will dry back just a little bit, but if you can see mine, it's a little splotchy. I actually don't mind that. I love the look of kind of some unevenness in some of these pieces sometimes. And sometimes I'll even take a large solid stamp and ink up a solid stamp and die cut and stamp that ink down and die cut from that, because it gives you a little bit different look than an actual colored cardstock. And I really like that look. So I have my 3 pieces ink blended here, and I am ready to move on to the next part here. So Jeff, you just keep blending away.
I will. I'm not going to stress. You know how we all feel, Mr. Lindbergh feels about ink blending, but we're going to do it. And I think that you're right. Part of the tension comes from the lighter pounded paper kind of getting splotchy, like you said. So if I slow down and just do it, I think we got it.
Yeah, for sure. And that lighter pounded paper is going to be just, you're going to have to hold it in place a little bit more, and you're going to have to be a little more ginger with it. Ginger, do you like how I pulled that in there?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
We are a special breed, Jeff. You know that, right? We are like the unicorns of society.
I'll take it.
Did you know this?
I'll take it, but I also have known for a long time that we can withstand pain a little bit better than other people can.
Yeah.
Maybe not emotional, psychological pain. I probably double down on that. But physical pain, I hear that we tolerate much more.
I believe that. And I will tell you why. I
don't want to try it. I don't want to be part of the experiment, but.
Well, I was a part of the experiment in a way.
Okay.
And I'll tell you how. I actually had both of my children. I have 3 children. The oldest is actually my stepdaughter, just for those who don't know. I did not birth her. I am old enough to have birthed her, but I did not birth her. And I had the Preston and Elle are the ones that I birthed. I had what they call belly births or C-sections. And I had 2 C-sections, and I never took anything more than Tylenol or ibuprofen with those. So I do believe that we can actually withstand a little more pain. And did you know that we also have, we require more anesthesia for procedures in order to get us numb. So the next time you go to the dentist and you need a filling, make sure he's up on that research.
Well, my family is all dentists, and this I know, as you can tell by my fake teeth. I know you've all wondered. You've wondered, why does Lindbergh have those teeth? Those are teeth thanks to a very generous family.
Well,
I am
they
very
are
grateful for.
Gorgeous.
They're big. They're chiclets. All right, so catch me up. I did my 3-color stripes. The special of this is that you wanted us to try an ivory cardstock, right?
Yeah, I just thought it would be something a little bit different to bring in an ivory and give it a little more contrast when the card front's on the card base. And I'm just arranging these little chevron pieces, and then I'm going to die cut them with this stitched rectangle. Now you have an A2 size stitched rectangle that you can cut down with. I did not quite get mine over enough, so I'm just kind of readjusting things. And if you're using a tape runner, a lot of times they're a little more forgiving than some of the other adhesives. So you can see I just popped those up and repositioned them. And as time goes on, that adhesive will set up and it won't be a problem. But for the time being, I can just shift those over. And this is crafting live, right? You don't always get it in the right spot on the first try.
Yeah, people, just know that. Just know it's harder than it looks to walk and talk and chew gum at the same time. Nobody's judging us. I'm just kidding. They're all crafters. They know. All right.
They know.
Oh, and of course, did my tape runner run out right on the show? Yes, it sure did.
Of course it did. Okay, it wouldn't be a show without a tape runner running out.
All right, let me get that squared up.
So this die that I'm using is from the mini Slimline Essentials bundle. It has so many dies in it that are designed to work with this mini Slimline card size that I'm creating today. And I just have that lined up there and taped in place so that I can then go die cut this down. And I will have this stitching line through all of these chevron pieces that I've placed onto my card front as well. So this is why I adhered first and I'm die cutting. Just gonna run that through.
She's a pro, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Lindbergh is fitzing with glue, so stand by for just a second. Should I just try to refill the tape runner? Let's see. We can do this. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. My brand new Barely Art glue comes through to save the day.
And then you may notice that on my card, I actually did these chevrons kind of at a wonky angle here. So they're not dead center with the points in the middle. I kind of just added that for a fun twist.
All right, pulling out 2 stitched is what you wanted me to do on this one, right?
Yeah. So I have to know
you really want me to hit that color gradient as part of it, so don't lose that, right?
Right.
Okay.
So what did you buy Miss Sally for Mother's Day?
Miss Sally got some cold hard cash. The reason why she got some cold hard cash is that she is redoing her kitchen.
Ooh, nice.
If Mr. Lindbergh made just a little bit more money with the mouse, she had her eyes set on a beautiful Cadillac SUV that was in the yard in front of her at a neighbor's house. I don't know if she's here. If anybody has seen Miss Sally Lindbergh, let me know. But I couldn't get enough details on it to buy it for her. And we are also doing some home renovation, so I felt very horrible. But believe me, there was part of me that wanted so badly to surprise her.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure. Isn't that like all our dream is to just, I don't know. So if you've ever read what's it called? The 5 Love Languages. I don't know if you've ever read that, but
yes, of course.
I am definitely I'm like a 50-50 words of affirmation and gifts. And I
I would,
think
that's maybe that's a redheaded thing. I am too.
I think is it like to me sometimes the languages that speak to you too, like you're not always good at giving them, right? So, but I'm really good at like the gift thing. I love to give gifts. Like I love it. I love to receive gifts, and it doesn't even have to be like a big gift, but like just little things. I love it. When my husband brings me home a Coke on his way home, or if he stops by Starbucks and grabs me a drink while he's, headed home, I love stuff like that. And I love to do it for other people too. So I guess maybe it's not like something that everybody likes to do, but it's definitely something I love to do.
I love it too. I was just complaining in the show before on the, behind the scenes, my moderators in the sky, my amazing leaders, Leah and Heather, have a private group chat with me to make sure that everything's going okay. And I made a little joke and I said, they said, "Are you ready to go?" And I said, "Yeah, except for the fact that Dan hasn't brought me my drink." And then I thought, I'm the biggest diva in the entire world I'm mad that Dan hasn't brought me something to drink. And if he's watching the show, he'll get right on it, I'm sure. Let's check in with the audience really quick. We have a question coming in from our fellow dude crafter who wants to know something about you. So we'll save that for just 2 seconds. You're watching the Craft Hour. Hey, I hope you're liking. I hope you click the thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. There are so many of you here, over 144. So thank you so much. 150 actually now. So, oh my gosh, huge audience. If you're here for Carissa, give us a hashtag Carissa. If you're new, we want to know that too. Hashtag new. That would mean the world. We've got so much going on at Pink Fresh Studio. New releases happening all the time. We're all about foil and getting a little slimmer. Aren't we all? Mr. Lindbergh is at his biggest weight he's ever been. Thank goodness dad bods are in. Hashtag dad bod, everybody. What was I saying? Share the show if you don't mind. Tell everybody you're watching. And if you're catching us on the replay, leave us a comment. We promise we connect. We give you a thumbs up, we heart, and I try to connect verbally with everybody. So, all right, your question is from Dude Crafter Daniel Diaz, and he says, "What's your favorite food, Carissa Wiley?" And while you answer that, you want me to do the layering with the ephemera, and then you tap that down with some glue. How did you glue your ivy down?
I just added just a little bit of liquid glue to the stem, and I didn't worry about doing all of it. I just hit the areas that are kind of going to be behind my floral cluster here. So I'm not super concerned about it because this is going to sandwich this all down. And I want a little bit of that dimension and that life to it where it's not just pressed down onto the card.
Perfect.
So,
and by the way, Lori, I love that you wrote, "How could you have forgotten to click thumbs up?" That's right. We should have 150 thumbs up right now. So let's see that number rise. Let's get that thumbs up going, friends. Show Mr. Lindbergh you love him. Mary, thanks for being new. It means so much that you're new to the show. I hope you're having fun. We talk about so much stuff while we craft. It's like being at a virtual crop. Look at those numbers going up. Over only 100 more thumbs up, people. Just recently found a Pink Fresh, says Donna. Donna, thank you. Welcome to the show. Catch out my fellow co-hosts, Leah and Heather, as they do lives throughout the week. Catch me on some Saturdays. And of course, our design team, always found on our social media and blog channels, and they are amazing. Most of them are here. Mark Kasich, newish to Carissa, and here for Carissa. Do you know Mark Kasich? He's here.
I don't know if I do.
Oh.
Hi, Mark. Glad to meet you.
Maria says that she's new and she's loving it. Good. I hope we offer something different. Pink Fresh and I wanted to offer a different type of show where we host, have conversational, and we make some stuff. But speaking of, I got to catch up to Carissa. So I'm going to go back down to my desktop. I'm going to actually pin Carissa for a second so she can talk to you about some, again, of the new sizing happening as we speak. And I'm going to catch up to where she is. Okay, Miss Carissa. Right. Talk more about sizing and some of the new stuff.
You want to talk about sizing, or do you want me to answer Daniel's question about my favorite food?
Oh yeah, hit your food, and then hit the size card that you're doing.
Okay, so my favorite food probably has to be Mexican food. If I had to pick, you could take me to chips and salsa any day of the week, and I will be one happy girl. I love nachos. I love anything cheesy. So I'm not very hard to please. And I have to tell you that we have amazing Mexican food in California. I'm from California, in case you don't know. I'm born and bred here. We have amazing Mexican food. I am always disappointed when I go to a different state and have their quote unquote Mexican food because it just does not measure up. So if you're traveling to Oklahoma anytime soon, and I know this because my son lives in Oklahoma, their Mexican food is not real Mexican food in my book.
Oh.
So,
but to all of our Oklahoma viewers, there's so much else that you offer. You offer so many other things. Like, I don't know what they are. If you're from Oklahoma, tell us what it is.
Please tell me.
It's great education and baseball. We do know that.
Please tell me what you love about Oklahoma, because I've only ever been when the weather's not been fabulous. But of course, you know, I'm probably a little spoiled growing up here in California. So, I mean, that's kind of a thing. I think Florida has similar weather in that it's kind of nicer year round, but you guys have the humidity in the summer that we don't have. And so I don't get jealous of Florida weather either. And hurricanes, we don't have
aggressive.
hurricanes.
It's so aggressive. All right, I haven't even started to pin down my card, but Carissa, look at my screen for just 2 seconds.
It looks so good.
This is Carissa Wiley. Like, I feel like I have just raised my own personal bar. Look where this is heading. Heading. Can't say that word. All right, so back to you. I'm gonna start pinning some stuff down while you chat, and we'll keep going.
Okay, so I don't
even know what time it is. Let me check.
9:42.
It's 42. Yeah, it's 42 on the hour. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm doing good on time in that I foiled my sentiments here. So that was a good call on my part, because I have another new product that I get to show you here in just a minute that I'm so excited about. So I got to keep working on this. But remember, I'm making this mini slimline card. And so I'm using the Celebrating You sentiment here that I foiled with the hot foil plate, and then I die cut it with the coordinating sentiment. A mini slimline card, remember, the finish size is going to be 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. And I have used the soon to be released mini slimline bundle set to create this perfect sized stitched mat for my mini slimline card. I'm just going to nestle this sentiment in here. And I did want to say that Nancy, my mama, is watching.
I miss Nancy.
She texted me and said she is watching. She calls me Sissy. You are not allowed to call me Sissy. Only my mom is allowed to call me Sissy.
Okay.
She calls me Sissy. She said, I'm watching Sissy. And so she's here, and I'm happy that she's here. She's my #1 fan. And since we had Mother's Day this week, I will tell you one of the things my mom taught me by the way that she mothered me was how to be my kid's biggest fan. And I'm going to tell you that I travel to Oklahoma to see my son play baseball, because they know this. Whatever activity they're doing, I'm there. And I think our friend Laura Basson's probably this way too.
Oh, Laura is such a good mom. Yeah, my goodness.
I think she has a college athlete.
Yeah, her and Mark both. Yeah, being a parent to an athlete, I'll never know, but must be so rewarding, but so hard to keep up with everything that y'all do. What would you say about being an athlete's mom?
Well, I would say it is so rewarding. And I spent years and years traveling the state of California, watching Preston play, and not only baseball, but water polo as well. And when he moved away to Oklahoma, I just didn't know what to do with myself, because I could not go to every single game, and it feels so wrong. But luckily I am vaccinated. I was, of course, as a frontline worker, I was one of the very first people vaccinated. And so I have been able to travel to Oklahoma this year to watch him play a couple of times. And let me tell you, there is just nothing like it. Now, my youngest, has just recently picked up jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And so I get to start traveling to tournaments for her. And I'm really excited about that. But it is a challenge to juggle all the things in life and then be there always. But it has always been a priority of mine. And I learned that from my mom. I was a performer in high school. My mom literally came to every performance. It was the same play 4 nights in a row with a matinee. She was at every single performance, every single one. And I don't even know how she did it. Like, how boring is that to watch the same thing over and over again? But because I was in it, she was there.
Yeah, same with Miss Sally. I agree. She has attended all of my performances. She's watched all of my Pink Fresh Studio shows.
Yeah. Do you I also played basketball in high school and I was terrible. I was terrible. But she came to all my games. Like, she was there. She traveled. So I learned that from my mama. She showed me how to be there for my kids. And so I'm thankful for that.
Hey, I hope they're friends of the show. They're friends with our friends at Spellbinders. This Barely Art Precision Craft Glue is pretty incredible. I just started using it today.
I like it.
That dispenser is on the money. I love it. You're watching me use it live for the first time, everybody.
I love it. Now, maybe I should wait on the crystals. Okay, we're going to put crystals on this card. But I think I'm going to wait because I really want to show you this other new product. I have my mini slimline card. This is pretty much it here. I feel like I maybe got a little bit of my Tidal Pond ink in my peach fuzz. It just doesn't look super orange to me. I may have to go back and rip this up later and fix it, or just leave it.
Oh my goodness.
It's
not like a Reese's
orange
cup, I guess. I guess you you can't blend your flavors there.
Yeah, it looks a little muddy, quite honestly. And so I think I mucked something up there, as our friend Kathy Zilski would say. I can say that word. She would say that we mucked it up. So anyway, what I want to show you while you keep going and you're building an A2, I'm making a mini slimline. There is releasing with the mini slimline bundle. Oh, I cannot wait to show you this. It is a mini slimline envelope. Okay. Do you see this die set?
Awesome.
So I've gone ahead and I've die cut it from some Pink Fresh pattern paper. This is from, I knew it, but I can't remember it. Keeping It Real. This is the Tiny Victories pattern here. And I thought that this pink stripe would go really well with our motif we have going on. So I have die cut this larger piece once. And I have die cut the flap piece twice. So I have 2 of these, 1 of these. I cannot wait to talk more about this on my YouTube channel and really show you me cutting it in action on all of that. And I've gone ahead and added the adhesive. So this die is great because it's going to die cut your piece, but it's also going to give you the score lines. So then you can just fold right on the score lines and it comes together so quickly. This is actually, I'm not going to lie, the first time that I have put this together. So I have my flap piece. I know, right?
Foiling on camera was brave.
You know, when I'm not live, I actually just craft as I craft. And then I just edit it all together to make it look like I know what I'm doing. So, you know. Anyway, I have my adhesive on the flaps that the score line has already been created for me. So I just folded that score line and I have my adhesive on the flap. And what I'm going to do is just take this and bend this back. And I am going to kind of just nestle this right in here, right along that edge. And I'm trying not to get my head in, although I really want to be right over this. So I have that down there. Flap number 1 done. We will do the same thing with the other side here. And if you'll notice, I've gone ahead and folded up this bottom, and I'm kind of using that to help me position this flap towards the bottom of my envelope without getting it too low and without getting it too high. And then I'm just gonna work it down on that edge. Now I am using a really sticky adhesive for this. So trying to be a little bit careful. Get this down. All right, so we have our 2 flaps attached here. You can see I have that fun floral pattern on the inside because this is a double-sided pattern paper. I'm going to open this flap up. I have just one of these flaps with a little bit of adhesive on the edge so that I can fold this over and close it up just like that. You want to make sure that that adhesive doesn't come too far over because then it will seal your envelope shut. So I'm just pushing that there. And then finally, this lower flap has some adhesive on it. I'm just going to remove the backer.
This is so easy.
It is so easy. Look, you guys,
awesome.
I have not done this before. I have not done this before. I promise you, I have not done this before. So now I have the perfect size envelope, and I have some stuff hanging off my card. So I don't know that I'm going to actually slide this in here because I have like my foliage coming off the edge and stuff, but I do have a second slimline card base here that I can, mini slimline, that I can show you will fit right in there perfectly.
Oh, wow.
Oh, here's the card base. That was actually the layer. Here's the card base. So you can see this fits in there perfectly. Look at that. It is like a glove.
That's fantastic.
Isn't it? And look how cute that is with the stripes.
Yes. Awesome.
Oh, I love it.
That is fantastic. All right, my friends, let's show you what I was working on while she was showing this. Look at this Carissa Wiley inspired card.
Ooh,
exactly what I wanted. And I will offer some
amazing. Love it.
So you recently did a video with Ellen Hudson and I fell in love with it. Can you just show that really quick? What I want you all to see here is while we're promoting our friends over at Ellen Hudson for just a second, what we love is we love that Carissa, look at that. She, I can tell her what exactly I wanted to do. And she knew how to make and mold it out of Pink Fresh products. So look at the inspiration that I asked her to think about and then look at what she did today. So just a reminder that when you have a style and when you have something that you're really going for, man, can you deliver on it with the colors that Pink Fresh Studio offers, which is awesome. So I'm super excited that this one turned out okay. And I'm probably going to add some bling. And I'm sorry we didn't foil on camera. I promise we've done it in previous episodes. Check out Betty Wright. She's also here today. Betty Wright did an amazing job of building a lot of confidence around foiling. And she reminded us the fact that the paper size is probably what's scaring you the most to perfectly align it. And you know, our friend Carissa, who's with me today, has an amazing video out as well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to front facing just for me. You wrap up and then come back and join me and we'll talk to the audience and bring her on home in these last 7 minutes. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Hey everybody, it's the Craft Hour. I've already been able to tell that so many of you have hit that thumbs up. 145 watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Cindy Rogers, hi, welcome. Sylvie's here. Sylvie, thank you for your continued messages and connection. We appreciate it. Mark, thank you for your comment about the show. Gorgeous cards, says our friend Jackie, another longtime viewer. Thank you so much for your support. Hi, Karen. So glad that you're here. If you have any questions or last things for me or Carissa, we'd love to chat with you. Carissa, are you watching anything right now on television? I always like to ask my guests that. I'm obsessed right now. First of all, I'm obsessed musically with Dua Lipa. I can't even handle it. She's so good. And I'm on a Real Housewives kick. Real Housewives of Dallas, of course, just wrapped up. I'm trying to think. Oh, we are watching something on HBO Max that is super mutant based, which is really good, but I'm blanking on the name. What about you? Are you watching anything?
You know what? I don't actually watch a lot of TV, and I know that that might be surprising to people. I'm a busy girl, but I have been watching. This is kind of faith-based, so it may not be up everyone's alley, but I've been watching this series called The Chosen, and they've basically taken the gospel of the Bible and made a series out of it, and they did a really good job with it. I think sometimes those things can be a little like low budget and not great, but they did a really good job with it. I'm a big fan of documentaries.
Okay.
I like to watch things about cults. I know that's like the weirdest thing ever.
Well, I guess it's sort of an antithesis of your faith-based life that you lead, because sometimes those are extremes, right?
Yeah.
So I love that you love the duality there. That's funny.
And I watch a lot of YouTube. I am actually a YouTube consumer. I am not just someone who shows up on YouTube. I love YouTube. And so it is a big part of what I watch. I will often go back and watch the craft hour, like the whole thing. If I miss the Pink Fresh lives, I will go back and watch the whole thing. It like bums me out when I can't be there chatting with people. A lot of times I'll put it on YouTube videos that aren't like things that you have to really watch. I'll put them on and play them in the Bluetooth in my car and like listen to a dermatologist that I really like and learn about skincare. So it's, yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV though.
I get it, but entertainment is entertainment. So many people love The Chosen. So many people are watching it. That's great. I had not heard of it.
Awesome.
And of course, my sister, as she is a Dua Lipa fan. So good. Also,
who is this that you're telling me that you like now? This music person?
If you're saying it fast, I get it. It's a little much. It's Dua, D-U-A, Lipa, L-I-P-A, and her first album I fell in love with. And I don't know, it's not for everybody. There is some language, so it may not be for everybody who watches this show. But it's also very good at the bop, which is good. I love a good bop. Let's see. I want to answer some people's questions and connect. Is the dermatologist Dr. Dre asks Dee, our fellow designer.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. And what I would offer from podcasts, I'm currently obsessed with two. Of course, anything by Brene Brown is amazing. And there's a podcast called, well, of course, we all know Armchair Expert by Dex Shepard, amazing. But I'm also obsessed with Smartless with Sean Hayes, Jason Bateman, and Will Arnett. It is so good, so funny, so informative. Smartless, be sure to check that out as well. All right, we're ready to give out that $15 gift card. Remember, the more you comment, the more you like, the more we give a thumbs up and share, the better chances are for you to win. So we're going to put it up to the air right now and see what Leah, our moderator in the sky, brings back down for today's winner of a $15 gift card. And I'm trying to think, what are some other things that people want to know? I'm putting the comments up on my right horizon today, so I'm sorry if I keep looking away from you all. It looks like we do have a winner. It's Carrie Levinchuk. Carrie, I hope I'm not butchering your name, but you get a $15 gift card. And that's going to be really handy because we currently have a sale going on. Let me make sure I bring that up to share. We are currently offering a weekend promo of 25% off of those amazing pop-out clings where you can do a chevron, just like our friend Carissa did today. Our cling stamps, that code is POPOUT25. Mary likes Smartless too. I'm telling you, everybody, those long car rides we're all taking, not as in style as Leah, everybody. Carissa, did you catch that? Did you catch?
I didn't.
You need to check out our friend Leah's life because she's her new ride. She's got a new ride, and sister deserves it. I'm just saying,
she does.
It looks fantastic. So I'm just saying she looks great in it, and I can't wait for her to take me out to dinner in it. Okay. Anything else, Miss Carissa? Where can people find you if they're not looking at Pink Fresh Studio socials?
If they're not looking at Pink Fresh Studios social, I am on Instagram at Carissa Wiley. It's 1 R, 2 S's. It's Marissa with a C. That's how I tell people because my name seems to be confusing for people, and that's fine. But it's Carissawiley. On Instagram, I am sprinkledwithglitter.com on the interweb, and I am also Carissa Wiley on YouTube. And I do videos for ellenhudson.com as well, so you can find me there from time to time, and I do guest on other channels. So I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere. But if you tune into my Instagram, I will always announce when I'm somewhere else. So you'll be able to keep up with me there.
And I think I'm getting this right, but producers in the sky, moderators in the sky, help me out. We've changed it 15 times. As I said, going on a little holiday break, getting that master bathroom under control. Will still be on my socials, but we have our next show lined up. It's going to be a premiere episode, season 5. I can't believe we're at season 5 already of the show. Thank you for your continued support. The amazing Yasmin Diaz joins us on June 12th, which will be her premiere.
Fab.
Super nervous, I think, but we're all going to support Yaz, and we're going to get some glitter going because our girl can throw some glitter. If you think that this girl on camera right now throws some glitter, Yaz can too, right, sis?
Oh, yes, she can. And she is extremely talented, extremely talented.
Am I right? Am I right, moderators in the sky, Leah and Heather? I think I'm right. They're probably all looking up. Correct, June 12th. We're back June 12th, a little break. But I miss you, and I'm always available on Instagram to connect. And Pink Fresh Studio is always here. Be sure to keep connected here on the show. Carissa, Wiley, let me tell you a couple of things. You should know that A, I remain a huge fan. B, I love how genuine you are. C, how prepared you are, and your designs always inspire me. And finally, my friend, thank you for always saying yes to being on the show. I think you're one of the only guests besides Laura who has been on more than once, besides our bosses, of course, Leah and Heather. So thank you for always saying yes. It means a lot to me.
And you know, Jeff, that I will always say yes if I can fit it in my schedule. We talked earlier, and I'm a nurse, so sometimes I'm working on Saturdays. But I love being here, and I love interacting with everybody. I think that is one of the best parts of all of this is interacting with people, getting to know people, seeing their names here and on Instagram. And it's fabulous to really develop friendships with people that we've never seen each other face to face, but I feel like I know so much about them.
Yep. And yeah, in this world, it sure has been nice to connect with our fellow crafters. All right, my friend, ladies and gentlemen, Carissa Wiley, thank you so much. Thank you all for joining Craft Hour. Share, comment, make sure you connect and like, and just know that I want you to make every hour a craft hour. Dudes Craft 2. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.